Hey, welcome to Integrated Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. I'm going to talk a little quietly here for a minute. You'll understand why in just a second. Sorry, I'm getting a little too close to you there. I want to talk today. I was going to talk about America being a house fire, burning house, and the state that we're in regarding that. The last one I made a couple days ago was about the sudden change in things in our country um, with the collapse of Afghanistan and our boogieing out. We're good at that, aren't we, as a country, as a leadership? Um, but things have changed again, and I want to tell you that they've changed for the positive. I'm here right now, and I'm going to step up here so that you'll kind of understand. I'm at an emergency operations center, and it's a 9/11 memorial. Right behind me, as you'll see, there is a piece from one of the towers, one of the twin towers came down, one of the girders. I don't know which building it was from, doesn't matter. But I thought this would be an appropriate place to shoot this video. Behind me it's a quote by Virgil. It says, "No day shall erase you from the memory of time." Those are the names of the people that they say were killed that day. Over there is a piece of granite with an inscription on it. I'm not going to go there, it doesn't matter, from one of the towers. We're going to go back over here for just a second, and I'm going to sit down so I don't bother those people. There are other people here. There are usually people here. See if I can get this adjusted here. Bear with me for just a second. Yeah. I guess that's good enough. I'm going to talk kind of quietly, but but what I have to say is fairly important for me. As I said, everything changed a couple of days ago when the Taliban. Whoa! Look at that! What happened there, cameraman? Oh, let's see. See, if I had a professional working with me here, that kind of stuff wouldn't happen. I hadn't locked one of the legs. There we go. When the Taliban came into Kabul and got their resupply of weapons and all from our administration, and we left, the entire world changed in their opinion of the United States. And I mentioned this the other day, that it was much like our getting out of Saigon. That brought us Jimmy Carter, an extremely weak president, that then brought us the hostage situation in Tehran. And it seems like we just can't get enough of that part of the world ever since then. We could have taken care of that stuff easily, a number of ways, and we didn't. The reason that we didn't is because there was too much money to be made keeping it going. And of course, the lives of American servicemen and women, the money, the trillions of dollars pumped into not just the direct so-called war effort, but the ancillary corporate interests that make billions and trillions of dollars off of this. That was really that was what was at stake. There was money to be made, so we went and we did it. That has completely changed the reputation of our country worldwide. That's bad, and it makes the world a more dangerous place until we're able to project our strength again. However, it's good domestically, and I want to tell you why. And we need to jump on this. This is an unbelievable opportunity. You know, there have been a lot of people asking, well, when are we going to do something? When are we going to do something? And I've always told them, settle down, cool your jets. You need to be working politically. You need to be talking to friends. You need to be, uh, you know, contacting your representatives and your clear on down to your school boards, because we're getting hit with so many rights. We're begging for a left, right? As the old saying goes, I know I've used that before, but we're getting hit with rights and left. Well, I should say we're getting hit with lefts, shouldn't I? But occasionally we're getting hit by somebody that we thought was right, or at least the right isn't blocking those incoming shots. It's come at us so hot and heavy. It's difficult to know, what to deal with, and it's difficult to know to deal with all of it at the same time, and it's hard to know what to deal with first, and then we deal with that, and then we got to deal with that, and then this and that. The reason that it's been difficult, of course, is because the American people, as a whole, are so stupid that they just lap up whatever gruel the media ladles out to them, and the media ladles out whatever gruel the left wants them to. We know that if you were listened to one of my previous, and I think I've done it on a couple previous videos, where I laid out the 45 goals of the American Communist Party. This was clear back in the 1950s that they set those out, and they've accomplished a lot. They've turned our country into a socialist and getting close to a communist country, without the American people, for the most part, even realizing it. They have indoctrinated most of our children. Those of us who take a hard stance against it, I think that we're able to keep our kids on the right path. But there's too many kids out there whose parents don't even know the truth of their history. They don't know the danger of the infiltration of the socialist, Marxist, communist agenda, and so they're too busy, of course, making a living and living in their big houses. I know I've taken shots on that. You live in your big house. Well, I work my ass off for it too, but I do that while focusing, number one, on my family. So anyway, that was just a personal, return of your salvo. They're too busy following their sports teams and involved in their own activities that they don't know what's being fed their kids in schools, and even if they did, they wouldn't know it was wrong because their own education was so flawed. The thing is this: there is a dedicated left on this country that has brought everything they can to bear against the traditional values and traditional families of our country. And because the great mass in the middle is ignorant of the truth, they just go along with whatever, they hear the most of. They think that has to be the truth. They don't have the mental strength or energy to question most of it. But they will go along with whatever they hear the most of. Here's where the opportunity is, and here's where we have to jump on it. This administration, as a matter of fact, the left, has never been weaker than they are now. This little episode of theirs in Afghanistan has made them stink worldwide, and it's even making them stink to high heaven in front of the media, which means it's passing on down to those uneducated voters that got, and I'm not talking about the imaginary voters, the non-voters that got this moron in office. I'm talking about the legitimate, the ones the American citizens who actually went in and thought they cast a vote. Okay. This has brought us to be despised among the world. All of our allies know we don't stand by our allies. We don't stand by our friends. We won't stand by our word. Our government will rape and pillage the American people for the money to send payoffs to terrorists and even support terrorists. They will import terrorists into our country knowingly so. They will import other people in with not screening them for diseases which they know we have, all by trying to imprison us within their idiotic rules. Okay, we know all this, but most of the people out there, about half of the people out there, don't. Now, there have been a lot of people fighting back on this. If you've seen school boards across the country, there's people standing up. If you've seen city council meetings, there's people standing up. If you've seen county commission meetings, people are standing up. There are a lot of people standing up and giving pushback, and this is exactly what we've needed, but we need more. Okay, the victory we need is a political victory. People are now so disgusted here in our country with what they're hearing about this administration, how they handle this, and how our so-called leader is nowhere to be found. He's hiding, you know what, right? As is number two, and that would be a good way to refer to that second position person, wouldn't it? Number two, where's she? Don't know. Okay. This makes them look really bad, because now all the lemmings who voted for these people, or at least didn't stand against them, they're wondering, where's our leader? Where's our leader? Okay, now's the time you strike. When the other side is weak, confused, embarrassed, that is the time you pile on. Okay, we have not had an opportunity like this, and I don't know when. And it's up to us now to make the most of it. Now they're disheartened, they're confused, they're embarrassed. And so now it's time to start fighting back vocally, okay? Engaging in the people you know, bringing these things up to them in conversations. Understand your audience, okay? So if it's somebody that's just dyed the wool lefty, you have to get back up in their face so other people see it, and make them defend their position. Make them defend their position, and then have the information at your disposal to show how they are wrong, and to be able to make an impartial viewer, like a jury. People who are watching this like the jury. If you don't make your case, they're going to decide for the other side, and that's been the problem. The other side's been making a case. It doesn't make any sense, but it sounds to the ignorant like it's a case. And our side hasn't been getting back up in their faces and shutting it down. Now, in the more aggressive people, that's what we have to do. We have to shut them down, and we got to shut them down in front of everybody else. Now, people who are kind of just that uninformed, you can't do that with them, because you'll drive them away. You need to approach them with questions, with reasonable questions, like, gee, that's just horrible. Wonder why so's not out there. I see a lot of hypocrisy in that. I see so much weakness in that. You know what I found out? I just found out, and this could be something you've known forever, right? But I just found out that such and such and such and such. And they'll say, what? You're kidding? Oh no! Can you believe that? You see, you've got to come on soft. You got to have the velvet glove on the iron hand. But now's the time to do it. And this we're not going to get a chance like this again, until things get this bad again. But now's the time to strike. The old saying, it's better to have a lion leading an army of sheep than a sheep leading an army of lions. And again, I'll say that it wasn't our military who loses this thing. It's just like Vietnam. It's the military wins the battles, and the politicians give up the wars, and they do it for money. But we have a sheep. We have sheep leading. And I'm going to do another one of these days. I've marked it down. I've wanted to. And that's, how come the weak rule the strong? How come the stupid rule the intelligent? There's a reason for that, and it's the truth. The weak do, but because they come together in a homogeneous group and they fight together. And the strong tend to be independent, and we're not together. We always seem to find reasons to disagree with people on our own side before we'll disagree with people on the other side. And then we disagree with people on our side on how they disagree with people on the other side. And it's just idiotic, and it's self-destructive. And if anybody wants to know why we've gotten in this mess that we are today, that's why. Because we haven't fought back in a unified way. Okay, and we haven't fought back enough. We haven't fought back hard enough, loud enough, whatever. Well, now is the time to do that. Our leadership is weakened. Now, this does put us in great danger for attacks from outside and inside. I fully expect for us to have a problem over Taiwan with this. I mean, China's watching this. They're not stupid. They're smarter than our people are, and they've got a long-range plan. And they're going to test this idiot, and he's going to come up short. And he's going to say, just like he said the other day, just remember, the world is watching. Yeah, the world is watching. You get hammered, and acting like a baby. Well, the world is watching, and it's also watching what we do, and the people around us are watching what we do. And it's not going to take much to get a lot of these people back on our side, okay? But it is going to take standing up and talking about it, being able to present our case. So now is the time that what we've seen around in the pushback in the school districts and the city councils and the county commissions and the state legislatures and the governor's office to redouble our efforts. Don't redouble, 10 times. Get louder. Get out there and push. If more people will do this, and I'll say, I'll put something in for this for those people, and I haven't seen any of them on here for the last few. For those people who want to get on here and say, but that doesn't work. Well, whiner, okay? I want to invite you to put down your detailed plan down below here in the comments. Tell us all about it. Tell us how your plan will work, and then, we'll all comment on your plan. How about that? Okay. That's the thing. This is the chance. This is a chance that we did not have before this administration showed to more people than us how worthless they are. We need to take that message to more and more people, and we need to sell that message, because we can cause them big problems between now and the next elections, and we can cause them bigger problems. We can take back everything in the off-year elections except the presidency. And who knows? I wouldn't be surprised that he steps down, and I wouldn't be surprised that she has a whole lot of problems. It could be something really interesting to watch. But there's another step that has to come after that. The problem is this, with the people on the right. Once we win a fight, you ever watch those movies to where the good guy and the bad guy are fighting, right? And it's just going at it and back and forth and back and forth. Finally, the good guy finally beats the bad guy and he knocks him down, right? And instead of making sure they're down and nailing him again, he turns around, and he walks away and he staggers back to the crowd or his girlfriend or whatever. And everybody in the world, we see the bad guy getting up. And of course, our hero, he doesn't see it because he's oblivious, right? And all of a sudden at the last minute, the girl or somebody else, look out, and he turns around and the bad guy nails him again, right? And now they got to fight it over again. That's what we've been doing. That's the problem, is that when we win, we don't finish the other side, and that's a mistake. There is no reason to keep this being an ongoing fight, back and forth, so that every step we take forward, we take 2 back. We need to take this thing back, and we need to keep it back. And that means that everybody needs to get stronger and more aggressive and more determined. And it starts right now, and it can't stop until we get this thing back the way we want it. So please, do it. Do it more than you have before. Educate your friends. Stand up and pound down the people who are against us, verbally, not physically, okay? Get smart so that anybody watching can see who is the smart, who's informed and who's not. If you will just be able to articulate the basic American values and virtues, that sells. Don't be embarrassed of those. Be proud of those, and be proud to be the bearer of that news. And take it to the people. Take it out there. It's really your responsibility. We all have benefited from the opportunities this amazing country has given us. It's not just ours. As I tell my people that I teach, you're not meant just to be the receptacle into which all the blessings flow. You're meant to be a conduit through which that flows to others. So pick up pick up your pace and let's take it out there, okay? This is the moment we've been waiting for, and if we use it properly, we're going to take this thing back. So I'll leave it at that. And remember This is about preparedness, and we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And there is nothing that's more important for living well tomorrow than living well in a free and strong country. Okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.